Most everyone has heard of the Black Widow Marie Healey, but many do not know the story of Nanny Doss. Both serial killers were from Blue Mountain, Alabama, and both ladies worked at the cotton mill. Nanny Doss seemed like a very sweet lady, but behind the happy face was a trail of death and murder that lasted from the 1920s to 1954. It was then that Nanny Doss confessed to killing 4 of her 5 husbands, and authorities believe she killed many of her blood relatives as well. Nanny was known as the Giggling Grandmother, the Jolly Black Widow, and the Lonely Hearts Killer. This is the clip of the interview footage with the FBI in 1957.
All the time I killed my husband.
Which, your last husband?
Yes, sir.
Did they say you killed any more?
Yes.
There's your other husband? Which other?
3 of them.
Did you?
No, sir.
How did they say you claimed they say you killed her?
They claimed I poisoned them.
But you say you didn't poison them?
I didn't.
At the time you were convicted, was there a lot of talk in the newspapers about that conviction?
Yes, sir.
What did they say?
Oh, they said all kinds of nasty things.
Do you think they were right?
No, sir.
At age 16, Doss married Charlie Braggs. They had 4 children together from 1921 to 1927. The couple lived with Braggs' mother, but she had the same abusive type of behavior as Doss's father. Perhaps it was her mother-in-law that kick-started Doss's murder spree. 2 of their children suddenly died under mysterious circumstances. Doss is also suspected of killing her own newborn granddaughter a few days after the birth by using a hairpin to stab her in the brain. A few months later, after the granddaughter's death, her 2-year-old grandson Robert died of asphyxiation while in Doss's care. These 2 kids belonged to her daughter Melvina. Harrelson was next on the murderer's list, husband number 2.
You still maintain that you did not poison either your last husband or any of the others?
I certainly do.
Nanny, what would you like to have more than anything else in the world?
Well, my freedom first. And the next, I like a small TV for my room.
Arlie Lanning, husband number 3, died in 1952, several years after he responded to a Lonely Hearts classified ad placed by Doss. Doss's mother needed a caretaker after she fell and broke her hip in 1953. The woman died suddenly and without warning after a few months after Doss agreed to take care of her. Shortly after her mother's death, one of Doss's sisters died suddenly after having contact with Nanny Doss. Richard Morton, husband number 4, was Doss's next true love, who suffered the same fate as the others. Nanny Doss's final victim was Samuel Doss, husband number 5. The doctor found huge amounts of arsenic in Samuel's body during the autopsy and alerted police. Nanny Doss was arrested in 1954. She soon confessed to killing 4 of her 5 ex-husbands, but not her family members. Authorities exhumed some of Doss's previous victims and found extraordinary amounts of arsenic in their bodies. The Grinning Granny's calling card was to poison her loved ones with drinks or food spiked with huge amounts of poison, and all authorities suspect that she killed as many as 12 people, most of whom were blood related. Journalists give her that nickname because every time she would tell the story of how she killed her late husband, she laughed. Doss stated, "I was searching for the perfect mate, the real romance in life." Nanny Doss died in prison in 1964 while serving a life sentence for the murder of her last husband.